7th grade. We are ready for English class. And today we're doing pages 16 and 17. And the last day, 2 days, we've been learning about the simile, the metaphor, the personification, and the hyperbola. And just a little bit of review, which is which. A simile has the word like or as in it. You compare two unlike objects and you use the words like or as. Something is like something else. A metaphor is when you say two unlike objects are. Something is something else. They used the glider is a soaring bird. Two unlike objects saying that they are something else. Personification is when you give a lifeless object like clouds, flowers, something like that. You give a human quality. We learned about the clouds wept, the flowers smiled, whatever. A lifeless object and giving it a human quality, something that humans can do. That is personification. And then a hyperbola is an exaggeration, where your eyes popped out, you were scared to death, you were it was something far out, something that is exaggerated. That is a hyperbola. Okay, so going to page 16, it says on the top of the page, sometimes an author can avoid a lengthy explanation by using a figure of speech. So sometimes you're talking to somebody and maybe you don't want to give your most embarrassing moment, but you just say, I was embarrassed to death. It just tells that person that you're talking to that it was awful embarrassing. Rather than giving them the whole story, you don't have time to say the whole story. You just want to say, oh, I don't have time to tell you, but I was scared to death or whatever. So that's what they're talking about. You can avoid a lengthy story by just using a figure of speech. Now, they give you a little paragraph to read, and I'll quickly read this just to explain some things. How are we to eat our soup when he does come, I ask. We have neither plates nor spoons, and we can scarcely lift the boiling pot to our mouths. We are in as uncomfortable a position as was the fox to whom the stork served up a dinner in a jug with a long neck. All right, the words in italics are an example of a what? A simile, metaphor, personification, or a hyperbola. Now, if you notice, it says we are in as uncomfortable position as, what is the word? What goes with the words like or as? Seth says a simile. Good job, Seth. It says the words in italics are an example of a simile. Here the character is compared to a what? What is the person that they're talking about? We are in as uncomfortable position as was the what? The fox. But not just any fox. This fox is the one mentioned in a certain story which the characters in the Swiss Family Robinson were familiar. All right, so you guys have read that book. You know what they're talking about. I don't. I did not read that book. But obviously, the characters in the Swiss Family Robinson were familiar with a fox that the stork served up a dinner in a jug. I'm not sure, but that's what they're talking about. All right, then it says read the two stories below and answer the questions. You have story A and story B. And I will let you guys read those. And it says, number 2 down at the bottom of the page, to which of the above stories is the author of the Swiss Family Robinson referring to in the simile? Okay, so you've got story A and story B. Which one of those came out of the Swiss Family Robinson that he was talking about, where it says the fox to whom the stork served up a dinner in a jug with a long neck? Which one of those stories is he referring to? They want you to put in blank 2. They want you to put A or B. Which one of those? And then number 3 says, which paints a more vivid picture in your mind? The simile, which was, as was the fox, to whom the stork served up a dinner in a jug with a long neck. Okay, does that paint a vivid picture in your mind? Or just to say, we don't have a way to eat our soup. So you can either pick the simile or we don't have a way to eat up our soup. Which one of those paints a more vivid picture in your mind? They want to know that. All right, turning your page to page 17, you again have a little paragraph to read, and then you have some italics. And it says the words in italics are an example of a what? Which one of those 4? Simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbola. And then it says, here Fritz is compared to a blank in a certain fable. Fill in that blank. Again, you have 2 stories to read. Number 2, it says, to which story is the author referring? In the simile about Fritz, A or B. And number 3, again, you answer the question. Is the simile a vivid picture, or if you would just say he was wearing a homemade life preserver? Which is the most vivid? And then you will answer questions 4 and 5 again on the bottom. You have another little paragraph to read and 2 questions to answer. The question number 5 is just a yes or no question. And that is your 2 pages for today. I don't know if y'all can handle that much work because that's going to take you pretty long to do. So if you're real energetic, keep on going. I mean, you guys got all kinds of energy. You're raring to go. You can keep on going. Or, today, since it's Friday, just take a breath and relax and go sit in the sun. Maybe your mom has some cleaning to do for you. You could take a break and go do that. Clean the bathrooms, clean your room up. Make sure you don't have clothes on the floor. Fix that bed. You might just need to comb your hair. Maybe you haven't even gotten dressed and combed hair. Anyway, you should be done in a flash. Have a lovely day. See ya. Hey, and I'm going to see you at 11 today. Make sure you're ready to go. I hope it all works out. See ya.